Hey, how you doing? This is The Winningest, and this is Dr. Adam Wins. Having my afternoon walk on the beach, and there's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff right now, okay? There's it's psychological torture. I don't care if you like Trump, if you like Biden, whatever it is, there's oh, a lot of bad information out there. Like much of our life, we've gotten bad information, like Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, all these false things. So, the first thing I'm here to tell you and make you understand is look, there, God, God is all powerful. So, have no fear. It's going to be all right. You're going to be all right. And everything's going to be fine. So, don't worry. Okay. Now, there's a lot of people that don't know. Like, I don't know where you're getting your news right now because the news doesn't seem to be telling the truth. So, Alex Jones, if you're listening, uh, I can help you lose that weight, man, and get to the winningest level because you got to worry about your health, and there's a lot of really passionate people out there that are giving their side of the news, whether you like it or you believe it or not, or what have you. Um, some things that are factual that I want you to be aware of is that President Trump signed an executive order on the 12th. Okay. Just Google executive order President Trump on the 12th. And what it basically says is that it is now a violation for not only a violation, but it is illegal for Americans to hold stock in Chinese companies. Okay. Especially when those companies are linked to the military industrial complex, which is all of them, because they're communist, which means their government controlled everything. Okay, so they're not really private. With the looks of, let's say, what's going on with all this censorship, I'm not sure if we are too much here. Somebody is definitely pulling the strings somewhere there. But with that being said, what I think is really going on, and what I think has been planned for, is that I think they've figured out, because you say, okay, well, all these politicians are working for China. Why are they letting all this bad stuff happen to us? And, Trump went to the border wall the other day, right? Because to show you he keeps his promises. He told you there's going to be a wall, and look, there's a wall. Trump also told you that he was going to clean up the swamp. Doesn't seem like he's done it yet, but maybe he has. Maybe that executive order, maybe they really figured out how the bribery is taking place. Because let's say, for example, there was a Chinese company, and we have to assume that all those companies are owned by the Chinese government. Okay, and they said, it's some politician's ear, like, okay, we need you to do this, this, and this, and pass this law. And oh, by the way, this stock is only $1. Get 1,000 shares. Okay, so they go and they get whatever, as many thousand shares as they want. Okay, they buy that stock, and then China, because they're unregulated and they don't stick to the same accounting standards as we do from a public standpoint, and even the government of China might buy all those shares to make them worth 10 times, 100 times, a huge amount more than what they're worth. So the politician then just buys it cheap, sells it high. Oh, they're just smart, right? There's no paper trail. They didn't get bribed, right? But they did. And I think that's what this is all about. And that's what this executive order is. Because, there's something that's going on here behind the scenes that we don't get. And success leaves clues. It just doesn't go and hand it to you. And I think that's what everybody's looking for, is like, oh, we're waiting for, all this stuff to happen. And, listen, if a Chinese government person went and talked to a politician in the U.S. and said, hey, I want you to do this, this, and this, no crime. Now, if they said, hey, buy this stock, they bought this stock went through the moon because of some of their actions, or not even directly related to their actions, but let's say they were influenced to buy this stock, then you can prove a financial gain. So they had a financial gain out of whatever actions or legislature or whatever it is that they voted for or took. And I think that's the real thing. So without any financial gain, there's no proof. But I think, guys, at this point in time, we have to understand that these people come into office, like that young politician from New York, broke bartender. Okay, I don't know if she's a millionaire yet, but or a multimillionaire yet, but I would assume by the way she acts and talks and dresses now that maybe she is. And how does that happen? Well, I don't know for fact. I don't know for certain, but I've got to really, read between the lines and read those executive orders and what they're all about, right? So cease and desist now if you own any Chinese stock that's owned by the Chinese government. Every American, cease and desist. So I think this is going to be the money trail that leads back to those politicians or those politicians' family members, however that may be. Because I don't think that maybe they are stupid enough to just get a wire transfer from the mayor of Moscow. Okay, I don't know. Maybe they disguise it as business transactions. But I think a lot of these guys, because they don't have business there, they don't have other things, have done it through the stock market. So you see focus, China and stock market. There's a reason for that. Okay, and that's a big reason. That's a way that they can artificially manipulate price, give value to someone else. When those people receive value, that is illegal. So it's going to be a big thing coming up here, I think, in the next couple days, okay? Because whenever someone issues stock, okay, there's buyers. Somebody buys it up for a penny, a dollar, whatever it is. And then on the other side, they can go sell that whenever they want and try to find buyers for it. And if the Chinese want to pay a huge inflated rate to those people that bought it, because they have the banks of China, they've got all this money that they've gotten from taking all of our industry, our steel trade, our manufacturing, these kind of things. And, let's say reward those people who bought stock in their company. It's going to be big, guys. So listen, either way, have no fear. Okay. If it doesn't happen, I'm not saying that I'm like, predicting things, or I'm just looking in to see why certain things happen. And, we like having good leaders who don't let us down and tell us something, and we can hold that as truth. And everybody's a little disappointed because, Trump said he's not going to lose. His followers said he's not going to lose. Or maybe you're on the other side. Maybe you're just saying, that Trump didn't win at all, that Biden actually won. Whatever it is, truth is always going to win. Okay? We could be completely wrong about all this. Maybe those guys in Congress and Senate are the most honest people in the world. And maybe they got their millions that had nothing to do with politics. Okay? Maybe they started some big companies. I don't know. Maybe they started some major companies while they were working for the government that they ended up making a ton of money. I haven't seen any. I don't know about that. But it seems like they've enriched themselves and got a ton of power on that. So, that was the promise that was made by Donald Trump, was to clean up the swamp. He just went to the wall at the Alamo, to show you, look, I kept my promises. We should be cheering for that. Thank you. Thank you. And cleaning up the swamp is something I think every side wants. Okay? I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. Okay, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of Republicans that come out, that they find out they own these Chinese companies, and that's how they got wealthy. I think it's highly possible. So just fear not. Things aren't happening in the way that you think they're going to happen, that You know, success leaves clues. It doesn't leave a pot of gold. So don't expect a pot of gold. It's going to happen. Okay? It's all going to happen. It's all happening now. Everything is happening right now. Have faith in God and have faith in the truth. And that's all you really need. Keep yourself about you, because these times can be super depressing. Like, oh man, it's not working out the way that I thought it should work out. Well, this is God's timing. It's not your timing. And, you know, you gotta stay positive. It's going to be okay. Even if Biden gets inaugurated, even if all these other things happen, okay? Or whatever happens, whatever side you're on, if you're on the opposite side and Trump gets re-inaugurated or inaugurated in a new government, maybe the whole thing, they just start over. Maybe this whole thing is a giant start over. I don't know of all the answers, and I don't think anybody but God has all those answers. So just look to Him, say your prayers, be happy for what you got, be happy you're not dead sick with COVID right now, okay? I'm happy because I can't be, you know, fake can't get me. So, you know, there's a whole bunch of things that you just have to thank God for and be grateful for, because God owns everything. God will give you everything, okay? Whatever you want, whatever you need is from God, okay? And it's just God working through other people that's going to make that happen for you too. So say your prayers that, you know, God is working through our leaders, that this nation and our people and our leadership is going to come out ahead. But then refocus that, because that's the least important thing. The most important thing is that we all turn to God. We all realize that that's who's in charge of this whole thing. Okay? God and Jesus Christ. Okay? God became man. God became man. He showed you that God became man. Jesus Christ. Okay? That's when God became a man. So just keep on praying, keep on being real, and just know. Just know. It's about knowing. Okay? Don't be afraid. Fear is not knowing. Fear is the absence of knowing. Love, God, is knowing. You're going to be all right. Just keep knowing. You got God in your side. This is Adam Wins. All much love.